Welcome back, Panther fans. I'm David Brown here with Ryan Graham.
Hey, y'all.
Tim Thurber.
Hello.
And this is State of Atlanta. Do I still sound weird, guys?
No, I don't think so. Not so far.
Yeah.
We had some technical difficulties to begin the episode or begin our intro to this. So if we sound like Max Headroom and you know who that is, then you're in my generation. And if I sound weird and you don't know what it sounds like, you're not in my generation.
He's saying we, and he means him. He's the one who will sound weird. So
yeah, I was using the royal we. I don't know how that thing applies.
There it is.
There we go. Okay, I can't tell it because I sound off myself.
It's great.
All right, Tim is not going to make it through this episode like this. So at some point, I'm going to switch off of this. Or maybe this is y'all's episode. Y'all do it. Y'all episode. What's going on? What's at the top topic?
I don't even know what's happening. I know that there's a baseball game happening right now. I know that the Jonas Brothers are in Atlanta.
In a concert, right?
I know there's maybe some, like, I don't even know if you want to talk about, there's some NFL news-ish.
Some basketball news. Some players leaving, key players.
Oh, there we go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm unaware
men's tennis is killing it.
Are you taking notes, David? Are you taking notes?
Men's tennis killing it. Women's softball winning a series. I got it all.
All right. Well, you guys, you just pick a top run, and I'll pop in really weird computer audio.
It is super weird. Why don't we start with the press conference that you went to?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Pick the one that I've got to talk for.
Why not?
So,
what do you want to talk about?
Either of you guys watch?
I did.
No, man, my Monday was nuts. I just worked all day. It was stupid. I'd never work all day, and I just worked all day.
You never work all day? You never actually put in a full 20, 40 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours a day?
No. Why would I do that? Why would I do that?
I have no idea. I switched mics. Hopefully,
I see.
Yeah, it doesn't sound as good, but there's
normal.
no echo.
Yeah.
So
okay, there we go. Yeah. So Ryan is a bad employee. Don't hire him if you have the opportunity. But let's talk.
Whoa! I get everything done. I just don't do it in 8 hours.
You do it in 2 hours.
I did well at 2 to 6 generally.
Why spend 5 to 10 minutes doing something when you can do it in 30 seconds?
Hey man, if the quality's there and I'm delivering,
I got 3 kids. I don't want to hear any complaints about it. So
exactly.
Let's talk about the basketball introduction of Coach Hayes. We broke the news, as we said we broke the news last week because we knew it was going to come out the day after we released the episode. And sure enough, within seconds of us releasing the episode, they announced that Coach Hayes was the next coach of Georgia State basketball. And I mean, it's pretty exciting. I went to the presser. Tim, you said you watched it. Ryan doesn't have time to do it, even though he only works 2 hours a day.
I had Elden Ring to play.
It was packed. It was. I went. The only other presser I've gone to for a coach was when Trent Miles was introduced. And was it introduced or when we go to FBS?
I thought it was FBS in the Georgia Dome.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and that was tiny. Coach Hunter had just had hip surgery like 2 days before, and he's like hobbling along on his like little walker and stuff.
Did you not go to Coach Hunter's?
I did not go to Coach Hunter's. I didn't have basketball tickets before Coach Hunter. I was a bandwagon football fan when Coach Hunter got hired.
Huh.
Fair enough.
I mean, neither of you were there. Don't give me crap like I'm the only one that wasn't
there.
I
went to one in the sports arena. Was that Trent Miles? Was that in the sports arena?
I apparently wasn't. Apparently, I went to the FBS announcement, the Sun Belt joining, because I was thinking it was Trent Miles.
Yeah.
But no, it was changing conference. Anyhow, this was in the university room over there in the old 75 Club of Turner Field. And it was, I got there like pretty much right when it was supposed to start, and it was packed. I mean, there was a lot of people there. It was standing room only. I shouldn't say standing room because people had seats. And all the local networks were there with a lot of good questions and stuff. It was great. I was surprised by that. That's actually the first thing that I don't think it made the presser cut before it officially started. Coach Hayes said that he's never been somewhere where this many people showed up just for him. he was taken back by it, so that was great. And the energy in the room the entire time was just exciting. I've never seen that many people that excited about anything Georgia State, and that's including being in the Georgia Dome for that very first game. That was just there. That was there for the party. This was actually there for something in a specific person.
Yeah, and it seemed like former players were there too, and they were pretty excited. They even made, I think one of them got up and made like a comment or a question or kind of a quasi comment question.
It was a statement. It was a statement. Yeah, Travis, former basketball player, came out and said that that he speaks on behalf of all basketball alum, that they support him, they love him, and they're there for him. There's another alum there that said that he bought season tickets when Jonas Hayes was named. So there's never been this much.
Lanier feel.
Well, so that's one thing, Ryan. That's one thing that Charlie Cobb said about Lanier. And the thing was, when Lanier told him that he was leaving for SMU, was like, "All right, cool, man. Best of luck to you. Wish the best. I'm going to go ahead and hire a coach that's going to beat you in the NCAA tournament."
Did he say that?
Yeah, that's what he said in the presser, at least. So I don't know.
So hey, I'm going to ask what's probably a stupid question. Who was the other guy there?
Other guy?
Yeah, there were 3 people in all the pictures.
Dr. Blake, the president of the university.
God. That guy.
Yeah. You are definitely on the dumb end of that question. They say there's no.
I've only seen him at football games, kind of dressed down, I think.
Yeah, they say there's no dumb questions. Ryan just nailed it on the head.
Nice.
Although Coach Jonas, it was kind of funny during the presser. You probably caught it. Everyone laughed. He called Charlie Cobb doctor.
Yes, and on top of, if we're going to talk about misspoken things, Dr. Blake actually talked about our success in the NIT, not in the NCAA tournament.
Same thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, not the same thing.
Not the same thing at all, but it was cool. Lanier had some decent little lines in there. Or sorry, Lanier. Charlie Cobb did. Now I'm making mistakes.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
So he made a comment about hiring Coach Hayes, and and we have Jarvis Hayes is actually on the staff already. His twin brother, and he stops himself. He looks at Jarvis and goes, "I mean, the right Coach Hayes."
Oh, ouch!
Which I'm assuming that's one of the kind of things when he mentioned Coach Hayes, he's like, "Oh, wait a minute, we have another one here," and he's trying to make a joke, and they have a close relationship, so it was fine. But still, it was kind of like it got a lot of laughter in the room.
I'm sure it did. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if the Hayes mother, Mrs. Hayes, was laughing too much about that one, but
I will say that
she was in attendance.
I will say that when I rewatched the presser, I kind of just skipped through some parts of it to get to Jonas.
Yeah, he spoke for the longest amount of time, and obviously was the best. But Charlie, Coach Hayes.
Which one?
Jonas Hayes. Jarvis did not have a lot of speaking roles in there. He's like the Atlanta. How Atlanta's known for having all the extra characters in all the movies nowadays. Jarvis was just another extra that signed up there. And he got his $8 an hour.
If they'll try to trick us or something, like if Jonas can't make it to a game, if they'll parent swap us or whatever.
I got there with Craig. Craig and I showed up at the same time, and we're kind of making our way through, and we see this very tall, very muscular guy standing there, and he's like, "Oh, look, that's the new coach. That's Coach Hayes." And he goes, "Hey, Coach Hayes, nice to meet you." And the coach's like, "Hey, yeah." And that guy was all dressed down in like athletic wear, and then the conference starts, and Coach Jonas Hayes walks up in his little nice suit and stuff. Like, nope, I just introduced myself as his brother, who's been here for the past 3 years.
That's okay. If he's never done it before, that's the polite thing to do anyway.
Right. So. Looking back at all the articles and the things that were said, this happened in 72 hours, according to Charlie Cobb, from when Lanier left to when we actually got Coach Hayes hired was 72 hours. Charlie called Jonas the day before the NIT championship game, and unexpectedly, or not unexpectedly, Coach Hayes was like, "I got a championship game to coach, so can we talk after this?" And somehow they made it work, and he got him down here, and
It's good priorities. I dig it.
Good thing we have an airport close by that serves every single city, right?
Yeah, well, and they were what? And they were in New York City. So
yeah, I think they said they met in Buckhead or something to meet.
Well, I think that Cobb probably picked him up from the airport, and then they drove up to Buckhead where Dr. Blake was doing something or another, and Cobb made a comment about how he hadn't even been in the city for 12 minutes before he was complaining about the traffic in Atlanta. So
out of towners, man, they don't understand. Traffic's not that bad.
He's not an out of towner though.
He's from here. Yeah.
Went to
That's
Douglas
true.
High
That's
School,
true.
and that's one of the things that makes this look like such a perfect hire was that he is just so pro Atlanta about everything. It's like talk about how this is a perfect match and this is where he's supposed to be. And what I loved, I mean, he accentuated this multiple times at the beginning of the presser. He referred to the university as the Georgia State University. The Georgia State University.
What does that mean?
You know how like some coaches come in and like kind of control the branding of the university. Like there was some coach from Missouri that created the whole Mizzou thing, and then obviously you got Ohio State as the Ohio State University, and then Miami's got the U or whatever. I just feel like he's trying to create that unique branding for Georgia State, the Georgia State University.
I'm not into it. I'm really excited about the hire and excited about him. I don't care about the Georgia State University. I think that's weird.
I keep on drinking my vodka thinking it's my beer, and I get a really weird taste because it's more delicious.
Not beer.
It's way different, man. Like the cups are different. I don't know how you keep doing that.
It's because I've been drinking it for the past 6 hours.
It's all going to the same place. You're good,
not
man.
the
right?
beer one. Ryan, you're speaking negative Nancy again. I thoroughly like
I prefaced my comment by saying I like him. I'm excited about it. I really can't imagine that we would have had a better hire. Like this seems like the best hire that we possibly could have. I don't like the Georgia State University. I think it's silly.
I do. I like it a lot.
What you want? I just want him to win, and I think he's gonna.
Well, obviously I want him to win, but I want to have like all kinds of cool shit to say as well.
Yeah, the Georgia State University is not cool shit.
I think it's just an opportunity for you to make some merch, David.
Exactly.
Your mouth is, huh?
You're gonna do it just to spite me.
I'm just gonna create a shirt that says the. It'll say the with a red underline. That'll be our thing. The with a red underline.
No.
Remind me that tomorrow because I'm not going to listen to this. It's a great idea.
Don't remind him.
Somebody remind me this tomorrow.
Don't. No one.
If you would buy it. There was a great moment in the presser, and I told my wife about this afterwards. After I was a few drinks deep, so I told her I don't know if I can tell you this story without coming to tears. I don't know if I can tell this story without coming to tears. His story about his dad was amazing, and
yeah.
I mean, he himself was brought to tears in the presser talking about his father. The thing that just got me was, he tells his dad, he's going to go into coaching, and his dad, there's a whole story about that. But then he tells his dad, you're going to see me be a head coach. His dad got sick. You will see me become a basketball head coach. And his father died on April 6th, 2016, April 4th, 2016. And on April 4th, 2022 is when he got the phone call from Charlie Cobb to become the next head coach of Georgia State. So it's like he said something along the lines of, my father may have not been here, but he was part of the whole experience, that whole thing. And I know it's just coincidental and all that kind of stuff, but as a dad myself, it was cool. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, it was a good story.
Pragmatic side of me likes to hear how close he is with his family and with his community and stuff like that, because it means that he might stay.
Well, that was also part of it. His mother was there. Obviously, his brother was there, and he introduced his mother as the matriarch of their family and the most beautiful woman ever.
Yeah, she came out on the court with the NIT win. So.
Oh yeah. So I exactly, Ryan. I agree. I think it's great to have a coach that has such close ties to Atlanta and with family here who, obviously we know this is a stepping stone type program, but you find that right coach that wants to win here. And if the program improves and we can pay him competitively and we can keep growing it, maybe he goes away in 3 years, maybe he goes away in 6 years, maybe 10 or 12, maybe he sticks around for a while before he really takes that big, huge retirement payday. This could be a legendary coach for Georgia State.
I mean,
Boom,
if he does well and we can keep him here for 3 to 5 years, I'll be ecstatic with that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think though he really wanted to come back south. He wanted to be home. And so, maybe the only places he would go would be a P5 up the street or out in Athens, right? I mean, so they passed him over essentially probably because he didn't have head coaching experience yet, but he's about to get that, right?
Well, Georgia replaces their head coach every 3 to 4 years, so we know that at least for them we have 3 to 4
years. Not
for
good reasons. So like we replace them every 3 to 4 years now for good reasons. They replace them every 3 to 4 years because they're not producing.
Right.
Exactly. and they pay him a crap ton of money to be a sucky basketball program. I'm hoping that. So obviously one of the questions I had for him, but I didn't get a chance to ask it because it kind of got asked ahead of me was what is scheduling philosophy is going to be, and he kind of towed that line of we'll play anyone, anywhere, anytime type thing, which I get. But he also, I think I take a different feeling that he's going to really try to get that Georgia game. He's going to try and find something to make that happen. Georgia's got a new coach. They have some connections together there.
Did he say anything about Georgia?
Oh yeah, he talked about because back to his father. His father got dementia, and the last few years there wasn't a lot of connections. He didn't know who he was or didn't know what was going on, whatever. But when he would show up wearing his UGA jersey in the hospital or wherever he was, he would just point to the G and like that. So he kind of the only thing he really referenced about Georgia was how that G, was the last connection he had with his father. But he kind of translated that into Georgia State and that kind of connection. Ryan, he said that his first memories of Georgia State was playing pickup basketball in the sports arena when Lefty Driesell was head coach.
Yeah.
And seeing what Lefty did with the program. And so why it was an easy pick for him to come back here and play for Georgia State because he already had that emotional connection with the program.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I will say, thinking about our last two coaches, I feel like Jonas is right in the middle. He's Goldilocks, basically. Like you had the showman with, Rotten Hunter, and then you had Lanier, stoic somewhat, but he produced results. And to me, that's all that matters. And I feel like, Jonas is right in the middle. He's personable. I mean, he definitely cares because he said the word love, I don't know, 1 million times.
Yeah.
I mean, that was like the whole thing was about love. Love the state, love the players, love the university, love the people in attendance. So it's like he definitely cares as a head coach, which you want. So, I mean, he's like Goldilocks right in the middle. It's perfect.
Yeah, I think I said it last week. He seemed like the kind of guy that was just what you said, kind of in the middle of Coach Hunter and Coach Lanier. I'm going to say that he's kind of like some kind of offshoot of that middle thing because he has that emotion and the excitement that Coach Hunter had without the whole like celebrity type aspect of it.
Right.
But I think he's a whole different beast than Lanier. I don't actually want to roll him to Lanier. I think he's something else. And I really like what I see. I'm very excited about it. I've said this in many tweets and texts back and forth with people over the past couple of weeks. I've never been this excited about basketball season in April. Like I cannot wait for the season to start. I want to see what he can do. And one of the things I was looking forward to seeing about him was what he was going to do with Jalen Thomas, because Jalen obviously had a bad year, but he was going to be a definite starter this next season. And Jalen, on the day that Coach Hayes is introduced, Jalen enters the transfer portal. He's out of here. Deuces, guys. I'm out.
Yeah, not really great. I mean, I knew Jalen was struggling more this year than last year, so he definitely had a down season. But still, now we have a slot to fill with a big man somewhere. Somehow.
Well, I feel like
the transfer portal's hot, right?
We were already waiting for Coach Hayes to bring in a big. And then we lose Jalen, who was effectively our big at this point, right?
Yeah, we got Hudson and Jalen, right?
Yeah, Hudson was there at the presser along with the rest of the basketball team. They had their little special section over to the side, their little benches to sit on.
Fancy.
But
I might be paying attention to the baseball game right now.
Yeah, so as we're recording this, we are watching the Georgia State Tech baseball game. And so now we're bottom of the ninth. Oh shit! So we're one out away.
Yeah,
we are 1 out away from beating the
Georgia Tech.
No, don't give them that much credit, but giving them the number 9 team, the number 9 RPI team overall in college baseball.
I don't want to say it, but if we pull this out, does that mean we're legit, or we're just like riding high? Because we're just
we're gonna get to baseball. Let's get to baseball. Let's finish up with Coach Hayes and basketball.
We gotta bide our time, because if we can finish that game, we can talk about it.
Exactly. So Jalen's out, but DeJuan Odom from Xavier, from Coach Hayes' team, announced his transfer. Xavier team. What'd I say?
Xavier
again.
It's not Professor X. It is Xavier.
Don't worry. Some of the people pronounced it wrong today on the podium. Won't name names.
Yeah, he's the X-Man. So anyhow, he came. He's part of it. And then Brendan Tucker, a transfer, also signed. This is all before Coach Hayes was even introduced. This is all before Jalen Thomas entered the transfer portal himself.
Yeah.
So this is great. Also he hired his brother, which was already on staff. He retained him, brought in another Xavier assistant.
I don't know why you want to say it wrong.
Chase, because now it's awesome. Chase Vaudrin as the director of basketball operations, which I think is great. He has somebody he knows, from there to handle all the operational type stuff, the video, all that kind of crap and stuff. That's good. Yeah, like Ryan, you said it right. This is like the perfect hire.
You gotta love the transfer. The transfer rule, the one-time transfer thing. That's a game changer for new head coaches, because if they can convince some of their players on their previous team we won.
Woo!
If we can if they can come to a different school and convince some of their former players to come along with them, there's no sitting out a year. Like that was a detriment to a college kid. If they wanted to transfer and stay with their coach that they liked, they'd have to sit out a year. They might not do it, but now it's like, sure, I'll come along.
Yeah. And I think that he's going to build a staff around us. He commented in one of his interviews talking about how he's building a staff that knows the Georgia area and the Atlanta market and recruit kids here and keep kids local.
He said he wanted to hug the city, right?
Yeah, he did. No fences. No fences around. Like people say to build a fence around the state or build a fence around the city.
Hug the city.
He wants to put arms around them, which is either very, very, very sweet or very, very creepy.
Yeah, well, it could be both.
He also said that he's committed to making Georgia State the nastiest and what was the other word? Toughest and nastiest program in the Sun Belt.
I love it.
I like that. Does that mean we're gonna get some technical fouls and some hard fouls going on?
Yeah, dude. Get coach thrown out. Let's do some Bobby Cox shit.
Yeah, well, so if coach gets thrown out, I think we should make a goal right now. If Coach Hayes ever gets thrown out of a game, then we all just go to the parking lot and just booze it up with him. Yes.
I think they should just come up with a plan where Jarvis leaves instead.
Just swap them.
They
both go out in the hallway, switch clothes. One walks back in. Who is it?
They're not identical twins.
They are identical, aren't they?
No, they're fraternal twins.
Oh, I thought they were identical.
You are a racist, Ryan.
Wow, I've not seen them either. Both of them. I thought I saw that they were identical somewhere.
No, they're not identical. They're fraternal.
He didn't talk. I was watching the presser. He talked about the defense. I don't remember him really talking about the offense, but defensively, he wants to do, like he said, 90% man-to-man, which I love. Reserve the zone for when you absolutely have to do it, which is the opposite of Hunter. I don't think he said much about the offense, did he?
There was a question that was asked in the media only presser that followed directly after the open introduction, and it was about his style of play. And his comment was, it's not about the style of play so much; it's about the quality of the player. And he's like, I can draw up plays where they're doing backflips, butt fucking not butt fucking, butt naked down the court.
Save it for last call.
It's about the quality of the player, more so than the style of the game. But yeah, he's gonna be fun to watch. He's gonna be a lot of fun.
I mean, that's really good to hear because we're used to like Ron Hunter, who is just like, well, rebounds don't matter. I'm like, well, if you got a good rebounder, then they do matter. Like, go do that. Like, play to your strengths. So like, he wants to recruit the best players and then play to their strengths.
Yeah, and he says no players off limits and no teams off limits to play. Like he's all in it for going all in on
the first
somebody.
Thing he did was like offer the 4th best recruit in the country or something, right? I mean, something crazy.
So Coach Lanier took over SMU, and then they have a transfer going out, and he's considered the highest rated transfer in the portal right now. And I'm like, oh my God, if there's some way that Coach Hayes could get that guy to come here, how great would that be? I have no idea who the guy is or whether he has any kind of connections to Georgia or Atlanta. Awesome. But that would be like the biggest kind of like sting, especially with Jalen. Like, hey, let Jalen go to SMU. We'll get that guy to come here. Get O'Meara to come from Arkansas State too, just to rub it in everybody's face. A couple last things about Coach Hayes. He talked about how the convocation was a game changer. He talked about God's country is basketball in Atlanta on Decatur Street. Just some really cool, lines that you could say are coach speak or whatever, but I loved it. It was what I wanted to hear from a coach.
He spoke to you.
He sold you.
He spoke to me. He sold me. Yeah. Then we talked
it was
about
that
how
butt
he's
stuff.
butt ass naked.
That butt stuff.
After the presser.
Yeah. He knows I like barbecue. He knows I like the butt stuff.
What?
Yeah, butt stuff.
All right.
Maybe I'll lose my train of thought. All right.
Yeah, you're getting excited over there.
Quite excited.
I just like how he talks about me. I want him to hug me. Just wrap his arms around me.
Tightly hug you, David.
Don't let me go, Coach.
I did like he said there's no pressure. I'm like, no, there's pressure.
Well, the question was, is there any pressure coming in after a successful program and having to live? He's like, no, there's no pressure. This is what I want to do. This is my whole thing. This is my gig. So I thought it was an appropriate answer. It
was very coach speak, but there's pressure. Standard set, win every year at the end.
Is that pressure? Is that pressure for a coach to think they've got to win every year? I think that should be just like the expectation.
I mean, I think our floor right now is go to the NCAAs, right? I mean, that's the floor.
So the expectation with football right now is a bowl game is the bare minimum, and we want to be playing for conference championships.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think our expectation with basketball right now is winning the Sun Belt and playing in the NCAA tournament.
Right.
That's the expectation right now.
I want to see Jonas kind of separate us from the rest of the league a little bit, right? We've enjoyed being separated from the league for the most part with some weird flukes, but I think in the last few years, the rest of the league's caught up to us. We need to kind of separate ourselves again.
I don't think that the league is caught up to us so much as we have just not played to our strengths. We should have. We are typically the number 1 or number 2 preseason pick to win the conference, but then we kind of come out of the gate stumbling here and there, and we do well, and a lot of times we're in that championship game in the conference. Sometimes we stumble, whatever. But I think that Georgia State is the premier basketball program of the Sun Belt and has been ever since Georgia State entered the Sun Belt. I mean, who was our legit competition for being the premier team? Lafayette had some good years. Little Rock was all right here and there. They were supposed to be a lot better.
I mean, Lafayette's the follow up. I think I mean that program has been pretty good since we've been here. But I mean, I think we've been better. So it's not hard.
I think the numbers prove we've been better.
Yeah, I mean, and I mean they exist in Louisiana, so it's hard not to be better.
They begin with suck.
Right. Yep.
And there's no amount of etouffee that's going to get you out of that amount of suck.
No,
so
etouffee. Oh boy.
All right.
The Mavs are supposed to be pretty good too, but they seem to fizzle. I mean, they were really good, but they would always fizzle in the conference tournament.
They had 1 or 2 good years for sure, but yeah, Georgia State has been the premier basketball program in the Sun Belt since we rejoined the conference, and I really don't think there's an argument against that.
Yeah, for sure.
And there's that one fluke year where Southern somehow got to the championship game, and we had the absolute worst played basketball game known to man, including a Southern fan who peed their pants on the other side of the court.
We did not combine for 100 points in that game, did we?
38-36.
No, I think it was like 50 something to like.
No, I think Tim's right.
It's 38-36. I was there. The only thing that's etched in my head is the guy that peed his pants.
What? Who did that?
Southern fan on the other side. He just peed his pants.
Yeah, but it wasn't like he was so excited. That's just what he does. That's just how he goes. He just pees his pants.
I don't know.
Forgot his diaper that day?
Maybe.
No. He didn't. No, there was no diaper. That's just what he does. He just walks around with wet pants all the time. Yeah. No, I remember I was watching that game at a bar here in Atlanta, and I was the lone Georgia State fan with a bunch of my friends, and one of my buddies looks at me and he's like, "I thought you said you guys were good." And I'm like, I don't know what's going on right now.
Yikes.
We were in some other parallel universe and it was horrible, but we won.
Or you could just cough it up to that's what happens when rivals play each other. They play each other hard. But F Southern. So all right.
We're done, Jonas?
We talked 30 minutes about basketball. I want to talk about this baseball team. They just won. They just beat Tech.
Woo!
The number 9 team in the nation on RPI.
Yeah, is RPI like what people use? Is that?
It's not a ranking, but it's a stat.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know anything about all this stuff. I hear people say things like RPI, but
yeah, I mean Tech's pretty solid, 21-13. I think
they beat us already once earlier this season. I think, and that loss is why our RPI is as low as it is. Even though we're still, top 31 in the nation.
Yeah, but early in the season, we were pretty sorry, right? I mean, we were losing some.
We started out promising, and then we just tanked for.
Yeah. And now we're soaring again, right? Because we clinched the regular season, right?
We just started the season, dude.
I was thinking tennis, men's tennis.
We're 8-2. We're not quite done yet.
Hey, men's tennis clinched the regular season. All right.
We were on a 7-game win streak. This is now an 8-game win streak, and then we go on that we head down south to play that trash. That team has a awesome RPI. They're 18 in the nation out of the 300 and something teams. The state of Georgia is killing it in baseball right now. UGA 4, Tech 9, Kennesaw 10, Trash Down South 18, Mercer 22, Georgia State was 31. Obviously, we just moved up in that list. So I didn't know that.
Keep on winning, right?
Yeah, I didn't know this state was such a baseball state. But hell, man.
Get rid of football and basketball. Just go all in on baseball.
No, let's just win at everything. Let's just be the everything school.
That's what I don't understand. People are like, "Oh, Georgia State's focused." I saw somebody tweeted something about Georgia State's focused on basketball, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? We have sunk so much money into football. Like, we're not one or the other. We're both."
That's the way that some fans make themselves feel better about losses in one program, is to say, "Oh, we're a lacrosse team now because that's
we're a
all
lacrosse
we can do."
School.
Yeah, we're a lacrosse school.
Did we ever get ladies lacrosse? I thought we were supposed to get ladies lacrosse.
I want ladies lacrosse. Blah, 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 blah. I want ladies lacrosse so bad. I want ladies to uncross.
All right, moving on.
Anyway.
I got a joke about that for last call. Not super inappropriate, but not appropriate either. But oh hell, this baseball team is killing it, man. This is fantastic. I want to see what happens this weekend down. Hopefully they get out of Statesboro alive. But this could be a big weekend, a big week for Georgia State. And then also we go on to play Kennesaw on Tuesday next week. And like I said, Kennesaw was number 10 in the RPI in the nation. So Georgia State could be rocking it up. This is definitely a team that's going to be making some postseason play, or should be making some postseason play.
Then we got that the Georgia game, right? Isn't there a Georgia game?
That's already happened, big guy.
We already did it, dude.
I thought there's another one, April 26th. No.
Oh, is that one up there, or is it at Panthersville?
I think it's up there. I don't know.
Okay, so we moved our home game up to Coolray. Maybe so. I don't know. I didn't look that far in advance on the schedule. I do want to find a game we can go to again, tailgate it up. That's what I was actually. I was asked.
There's pollen.
I was asked when we were at the presser for Coach Hayes, like, when are you going to take your tailgates to baseball? And I'm like, when you stop threatening to kick me out of the game.
Yes, it's.
I was not treated kindly last time.
I don't know if you guys have noticed. I feel like I've been like really getting close to this mic the entire time, and I'm not using the mic.
And it doesn't work. Yeah, I know. I was actually just thinking about that. How it's all just for show.
Whoa! Yeah. There's no mic. It is at Georgia. Sorry, I looked it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's in Athens.
So they swept Coastal last week. Recent
Impressive.
World Series champions. Beat Tech tonight. 3 games down south at Kennesaw next Tuesday. I think that's a home game as well. So the guys are doing good. But the bus lot boys are doing well.
Keep on moving.
Is that their slogan? Keep on moving.
It's bus lot boys.
Keep on bussing.
What's that mean again? Do we know what that means? Do we know why we say that?
Because there's a bunch of buses there.
You've never been to a game at Panthersville. It's in the middle of a bus lot.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a bus lot.
You didn't see all the buses? All right. Another announcement from the Sun Belt over the past week was Sun Belt men's soccer is back.
Oh, yeah. Did we not talk about that last week? God, man, weeks are weird.
I thought we did, but maybe not.
I don't know. I had it in my notes to talk about.
Nice.
We didn't talk
about conference. Yeah.
Adding South Carolina, West Virginia, UCF, Kentucky. Not UCF potentially in the future.
Finally adding our peers.
And we got a conference schedule, Ryan. I got a men's soccer scout.
Oh my God! Schedule. Can we talk about it for the next half an hour?
Yeah. So here's my problem with it.
I know. Okay. I know what it is.
What's the problem?
You think anybody looks at other sports schedules?
Here's my problem with the schedule is one, they spend the first 5 games of the season, which happened during college football season, on Saturdays. They schedule all these games on Saturdays. And then the very first game that's a non-Saturday is a Wednesday. Yeah, that's the Wednesday we play App State.
Hey, David, what's the last soccer game you went to?
The one with you. The Sun Belt Championship at the Center Park Stadium.
Did I go to that?
Center Park Stadium. Yeah, you brought your
kid. Oh, yeah, no, that was what? That was like a year and a half ago, 2 years, right?
That was like pandemic year when we were like
with all the lines on the
itching
field.
To get out of anything. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was that pre-pandemic. I don't remember.
Is that the only soccer game you've ever been to?
Didn't they do one after the spring game?
Yes. I did go to that too.
Or you were there and it happened.
No. I stayed around and watched it. But like my point is, like, you're like, oh, they're on. I mean, like, there was no danger of you going to these soccer games regardless. Like, it's not a big deal.
No. I mean, the football game is at App State, so I could just watch that game from the soccer field. The soccer
Are you going to do
here.
that?
Probably not. It's a Wednesday night. Probably cold. It's October.
We could go to a bar and drink and watch the game.
Yeah. On what the Sun Belt Soccer Network?
No, the football game.
Oh, but that'll be on TV.
Yeah. Come on, man. What are you talking about?
Talking about soccer. No, the schedule is just weird to me. All right, put all that aside. First 5 games of the season, and this is the same thing for all teams in conference, and maybe there's a reason for it. I don't know. The very first 5 games of the season, all Saturdays. From that point on, Wednesday, Sunday, Friday, Tuesday. That's just weird.
Super weird.
I have rendered you guys speechless with how weird the Sun Belt scheduling is.
It's just, I mean, it's like, who cares, man? I just literally don't have words for it because I can't like explain how much I just don't care.
I think they're just doing it on purpose to screw with you, David.
I think so too. I really am narcissistic enough that I believe they're doing this just to annoy me.
Well, they would put all the games on Wednesdays then.
Yeah. No, they'd put it on Tuesdays and interfere.
Tonight.
Oh, yeah, it'd be even worse. It'd be like Tuesdays at 8.
All right, but it's cool to have men's soccer back. It's cool to have a couple SEC schools in the Sun Belt. It's neat. It's fun. It's good.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Men's
tennis.
Someone mentioned men's tennis.
I just said it. I already dropped the news.
I said someone.
I know. I was talking about Tim.
So, men's tennis wins the Sun Belt. They beat the Trash Down South on Thursday and Tennessee Tech for some reason on Sunday. Conference championship this weekend in Peachtree City. So Ryan, I expect to see you there. I know you're a big tennis fan.
Nope.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the team. I'll be a box score fan on this though because I do not need to watch it.
Women's tennis is tied for second in conference with a game hosting the Trash Down South this weekend,
and that'll tip the scales.
I didn't put a lot of number crunching in there to it, but I do believe it's possible if they win this game, they could at worst be tied for first place. And
it's like if we win and the other first place team loses.
the other two teams ahead of us they're the teams that we were tied with and ahead of us. They're not playing each other, so they could both lose and we could advance. So it's still a possibility for them. Either way, a second place finish for the regular season is awesome. Good luck to the ladies. They're playing in Peachtree City for their conference in 2 weeks. Beach volleyball killed it. This was a great week for Georgia State athletics. Beach volleyball, they hosted their second tournament here. They went 4-0, 5-0, or whatever, however many games they play, how many teams they played. Perfect record for the tournament. The earlier tournament this season, they went perfect in that 3-0 in that one, so they've not lost at home. Period this year. So beach volleyball doing awesome as well.
Lock it down. Lock the beach volleyball complex down. Also, they did it in style in the 40-degree weather. I can't
it was not warm.
I can't imagine being a beach volleyball player because I was out at the softball game out at Heck Field, and I was like, Chris showed up, and I was like, "Do you have a beach volleyball?" I was like, "Do they have a different uniform they can wear that's warmer?" Because it's freezing out there.
It's effectively the same thing as the women's soccer uniforms. So like just regular shorts and tanks or t-shirts. Tanks.
It's still cold.
Yeah,
but they're moving around, you know.
Did you guys get hail on Saturday? Ryan, you weren't here. Did you get hail on Saturday?
Yes.
Well, yeah, but you weren't here, so I don't care about it.
Yeah.
No, I went out to work in the yard on Saturday, and I started working. I thought that a bird was pooping on me, and then I looked around, and it's just like these tiny, like pea-sized hail falling. It was like a lot for like 5 minutes, and then it all melted, and I continued working in the yard. It was great.
We were driving out of the bourbon capital of the world, Bardstown, and it was 45 degrees, and then all of a sudden it was like 34. And it started sleeting on us, and like literally within like a minute it dropped. The temperature dropped 10 degrees and it started sleeting, and I was like, is this what a tornado is? Like, what's happening right now, you know?
Tornadoes get warm, right? Don't tornadoes get hot?
Yeah, I don't know, man. The tornadoes on the brain because they got hit pretty hard by those tornadoes, and so there was a lot of damage around.
This is I rarely drink a lot of beer on these things anymore because of the vodka, and I only brought 5 down today. And
only 5? I had 3, dude, and I still have one not opened.
No, I mean, I'm running out, so I think it's a good time to move on to last call. I have one more topic I wanted to talk about. Ryan, one of your favorite topics that's not scheduling. There's some more realignment rumors going on for the Sun Belt.
All right.
Again?
I do like that.
By a credible source. I
do like that news. That's cool.
We're going to go to 18, 16, 20?
What?
20 teams?
Tune in.
So I did want to talk about one other very quick thing. I don't think we're gonna delve into it, but Roger Carter got a look by the Rams, and they expect him to go in the draft on the third day, or maybe just a free agent. But
but they had a different term for it than free agent. They said like a high priority free agent or something like that.
Yeah,
there was a similar term like they expect him. He's going to be on an NFL camp this year based off of what that number's. Rams. There's a worse team to be on, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. No, I just thought it was cool to hear news like that. And I always am excited to hear, Georgia State's name called at the draft.
That's one of my milestones I want to have for this program is a first day NFL draft pick. I hear that the Georgia State University named.
Jeez. No, come on, man.
I've actually been saying that for a while.
I know. It's stupid every time.
Yeah. So also it's weird to me that our new head basketball coach is younger than me. I've realized I'm reaching that kind of like milestone in my life where people are far more accomplished than I am and younger than me.
Was Lanier older than you?
Yeah. Let's just go with that.
Yeah, sure.
Let's just go with that.
So 2 coaches in a row at least.
I don't. How old was Lanier? How old is Lanier?
I don't know, man. You're the one that knows these facts.
No, I only know this fact about Jonas Hayes because they said he's 40 years old. He's 40. He's a kid. He's a child. He's a child that's like a foot and a half taller than me and can kick my ass in a heartbeat.
Makes more money than
Google
you too.
says Ron Lanier is 78.
He looks fantastic for 78. Maybe that's why he's so calm on the sidelines.
That old man demeanor.
I've lived these generations. I'm good. I'm gonna hold off until you can figure out the actual Coach Lanier age there, Tim.
You think he's looking that up?
Yeah, I'm looking it up. I'm curious. He's probably 30. He's 53. 53.
Okay, yeah. So he's got a couple years on me. We're good to go.
Make you feel good, huh?
He still looks better than me as well, but
I mean, the fact that we didn't know,
Well, I assumed he was older than me, but actually seeing in print 40-year-old Coach Jonas Hayes, I'm like, God dang it.
It's good.
Anyhow.
All right. We're probably wrapping this up, huh?
It's time
Let's
to
wrap it up. We're going to hit the last call. I want to talk about some realignment speculation for the Sun Belt. Find it on our Patreon page, free, patreon.com/State of Atlanta. Come out on Fridays. If you join Patreon for $3 a month, you get it immediately or whenever I remember to post it because I am bad about that. Not a good sales pitch, but you get added to our private group chat, which is a lot of fun. Also discounts on our merchandise and priority on anything we ever do. So please consider subscribing. We'd appreciate it. It helps pay for the mic that I can't get to work right now. Thanks for joining and watching, listening, all that kind of fun stuff. Say goodbye, guys.
Goodbye, guys.
Peace.